Okay, go.
Not long ago that you just saw Iowa State. What's the focus going up there this time with them?
Well, we actually, going back, we didn't play great, but Remy didn't play. I believe KJ started, and we're up 8 or so late when I felt like we hadn't played our best. And then we hung on to win, as you guys know, and Juan made a great play. But I would say, how do we keep them out of the paint with all their pinch post stuff they run? And we got to play bigger inside. I would say that would be my two biggest things right now. And then offensively, they're very, very good. And they're not going to have a ton of, they're very good defensively. So offensively, we're not going to have a ton of easy opportunities. And we gotta be prepared to take and make shots, even if maybe they're not wide open looks. So that would be something that we're going to need to do.
You mentioned KJ. Was that him starting? Was that just the timing thing of the season or the matchup? And what does that mean for this time around?
I think it was because I felt like he tried the hardest at that particular time. So, to me, Mitch always tries, but at that particular moment, I believe it's coming off the Texas Tech game. And I wasn't real happy with our bigs after the Texas Tech game. And so it was more of a, give him an opportunity, but more of an opportunity to, allow some guys to wake up to. And for the most part, that has happened. So, I thought KJ deserved it if anybody deserved it at that time.
How close is he? To really being a factor for you guys?
Well, he's just time away. The thing that I would speak negatively, I even told his high school coach this the other day, is he's going to get there. He's just not quite there yet. And so you're asking him, he as far as playing a position that he's out of position. And then you're asking him to be an inside presence, which he's not going to be offensively, at least yet. So, I told KJ that it's really not fair what we're asking you to do to you, but he doesn't care. He just wants to be out there on the court. So he's close to being an effective player for us, but I think he'd be more effective if he was at the 4 in many ways, because it didn't take away, an inside presence scoring the ball.
I guess same question about Bobby and how far off you think he is.
Bobby is so much of it is health, in that even though we'd like to throw him out there, I think he is very limited still on how much we can throw him out there. So, he played 10 minutes the other day, really didn't do a lot, didn't do anything bad, but it was probably about a max of what he could go out there the other day. So I don't think he's close to being 100%. And I don't think we'll really see the real him until he is, but he's a heck of a lot better than he was 2 weeks ago. So he's trending in the right direction.
How's Zach doing?
Zach's still out. Zach's going to be probably out. I'm going to guess at least another week. I don't know that, but we were under the impression last week sometime it'd probably be at least 2 more weeks. So I would say at least another week.
Toe injury.
Yes, same injury. Yeah.
You guys talked about the scouting report for Brockington. How do you guys feel like you played to the scouting report against him the first time?
Very good. And he still got 17, whatever, but very good. He got to his left hand only once or twice where he was able to finish, which was very, very good. But where he wore us out was his late game, just playing isolation and just taking and going one-on-one. So, that is not really what I would consider bad defense. I consider that just him making a play that was fairly well defended. But we got to try to keep him from doing what he is really, really good at. He's good at a lot of things, but he's really good and we can get that ball downhill on his left hand.
What is the approach? You obviously want to take him away, but he's going to get some, isn't he?
Oh, he's going to score because he can get his own shot and he can elevate, So, make him take hard twos.
What have you seen from Remy lately?
Not not much, and it's only because of health. You guys watched him the other day. He's playing on a leg and a half. He can't move, and he's trying, and he's great in treatment. We can't move. Same thing that we told you a while back. It's day to day, week to week, or whatever. But all it takes is for one little time for him to get nicked up there, and it goes backwards a little bit. Not from a structural standpoint, but from a pain standpoint. And there was one time in the second half when he was guarding Grady, if I'm not mistaken. Grady faked one way and went the other way, and there's 20 feet of separation. You just couldn't plant and push off and go. So he's trying, and I respect totally him trying to be out there. But when you're taking a third or a quarter of the reps in practice and you're just trying to get through it, that's where I feel like he is right now. So I feel bad for him because he didn't come here not to play, and he certainly didn't come here not to be 100% when he is, and he's probably operating at 60 or 70% right now.
Any thought of resting him, or is he going to go tomorrow?
We're talking about a lot of stuff. So, but it would probably benefit him to rest, but that's a discussion that he'll have with the doctors and trainers and everything.
Coming off the loss in Lubbock, you're really seeking more toughness, rebounding, and you got that. Now coming off this loss, what are you expecting to improve upon most?
Well, first of all, we got our butts handed to us. I mean, but I'm not sure there was a better team in America on Saturday. They were great. They were terrific. They were focused. They were poised. They were mature. They look like a real team, a team that has a chance to win it all. And athletically, to me, was the biggest difference. Their 4s and 5s played at a higher level vertically and strength-wise than what ours did. And that's not a knock. That's just something that is true. That's not being negative at all. And in order, when those things happen, you can't allow somebody's skill set to also be superior to yours, and you can't allow their tri-level to be superior than yours. And I didn't think that anybody on our team did anything to match Oscar's tri-level going after the ball. Very evident, not being negative, very evident. So obviously I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see, David, and this is an excuse for Dave, but you guys know this, David's not 100% healthy, and he's not going to be 100% healthy all year long with this foot. And, it's sore and those sorts of things. But it's not an excuse. And physically, Mitch and KJ, you're looking at different standing height, and you're also looking at different girth and experience and those sorts of things. And he is a terrific. I didn't count it up. If you guys ever wanted to go back and do stat, you could say that he got 14 rebounds, but I said 25 the other day. That's probably a reach. I'd say 20 to 21 that were really his rebounds that his teammates got just because he kept balls alive that he shouldn't have been able to keep alive. So that would be the thing I would address the most. Transition defense is correctable. Even though we emphasized it hard, we didn't execute it very well, and I think there's reasons for that. One of them, Remy couldn't run. Let's just call it like it is. He didn't get back, and so there's some things I think that can be corrected. But the thing about it is, losing at Texas Tech was a far worse loss than losing to Kentucky. That Big 12 SEC challenge is great because it brings exposure to your league. But if we'd have won the game, and every other time we've won the game in the SEC challenge, I would tell you it's not as big as your last game or as big as your next game, because it doesn't have any impact on the success of your season. It has impact maybe on a seed line or two, or one, well, wouldn't be more than one, but it doesn't have any impact. So it's a bigger deal to fans than it is to actually what's meaningful in your season. If you can imagine, you got a team that's a football team that's 4-2 and you're not going to play for the national championship, but you can win your league, you rather win your league game or lose a non-conference or win the non-conference game against whoever it would be. And the answer is you try to win the league. And that's what I've always felt. And Kentucky feels the same way. You know, everybody feels the same way, that you want to have the best team possible. You want to have the best year possible. And you want to have all the momentum going. And yes, you want to win every game. But that game means far less than your next one. And our players knew that going in, and they certainly know that now. And even though I don't like it and we don't like it, but the reason that game was a big game in people's minds wasn't because Kentucky, Kansas. It was because of media attention. Media attention makes that game blown up. Game day, all the hype around it. Then you got the two winningest programs, all that stuff. Those things had nothing to do with what we want to accomplish this year. So, or what they want to. So we missed an opportunity. There's no question to play better, but we haven't missed an opportunity to still do what we set out to do.
You just talked about it a little bit with their 4s and 5s, and you mentioned it the other night too, when maybe your athletes and their athletes don't quite match up. You said there's things you can do. What are some of those things that? Well,
if you're playing against a real explosive athlete, you can always have a body on him so he can't jump. If you're playing against those type of guys that want free runs at the basket, rebounding, you can always hit somebody and then go get it. There are things, that you can do from a skill set standpoint that could, neutralize some of the other stuff. But when the guy that you basically hope has to beat you to win the game goes for 28 and doesn't miss, that's probably not a good formula for a good outcome. So, and nothing against Keon, but we got to keep Severe out of the paint. Can't let Ty get going. He's our best pro prospect. You can't let Grady get going, and Oscar obviously this. And well, the one guy, if we have to take if we give up anything, is don't let Keon have a huge night. But good gosh, we'd rather him probably take some of those shots than somebody else. And he moves so well without the ball, and our defense didn't do anything to combat him. So he had pretty much a free run at a lot of things, but he took advantage of every one of them. And you can't just look at him. You look at Toppin. That's 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 to 12 from the free throw line out of 40 minutes. That would be the one position. If you look at stats, one's averaging 9, one's averaging 4 or whatever, 5 or whatever. I mean, that was something that couldn't happen and us have success. They were both really good.
Anything else?
You said you weren't going to talk about the game much with the team. Is that right? If you just looked ahead?
Yeah. We didn't watch any Kentucky tape. I talked a little bit about where I was most disappointed was the things that we chart that we think are important from an effort standpoint, and it was at a very low level compared to what it was all other games this year. And I think in large part because the balls that they got or the effort plays that they made eliminated the hustle plays that we could have made. I was not encouraged by that at all. And let's just call it like it is. And this isn't being remotely negative. If that team in 08 wasn't unbelievably scrappy and tough, that talented team still didn't win a national championship. I mean, that's just how it is. And when a team that's not quite as athletic or maybe quite as skilled as maybe that team was, you have to really turn it up in the scrap department, in my opinion. And I don't think we did that. Like if we're plus 7 rebounding the ball for the year and they're plus 14, that rebound margin needs to be plus 2, plus 3, plus 5, even if it doesn't go in our favor, to put us in the best chance to win. And those things didn't happen. So those are correctable things, but those are the things that I think that we can certainly improve on. It doesn't have anything to do with not trying. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with competing. every possession like it's the last possession. So,
Is Remy still called the bone bruise?
yeah, I'm not, Gary, I'm not a doctor, but I assume that's what it was before, so that's what it still is. He hasn't done anything else to there's nothing structurally that would prohibit him from being out there, but it is painful for him. And to all the doctor's admission.